Welcome back to the Ride Laugh Podcast. If you love mountain biking, and you do, you are in the right place. Picture your last really fun group ride. You're back at the parking lot. The Stoke is high. Everyone's talking about jumps, drops, berms, tech, slabs. What did I miss? Everything.
All of it.
We love mountain biking. You love bikes. We love bikes. Let's get into it, Sage.
Yes.
Let's drop in.
Yo.
Do I need to let's drop in?
I mean,
We're dropping
we're dropping in.
We are, if you're not watching on the YouTube, we are still in person.
Yes.
This is our final in-person pod for now. For now. And we really kind of want to do an update and a recap of the trip.
Recap, yeah.
There's just been so much good stuff. I don't even know if it would be a full recap. There's just so much.
So much has happened,
and it's all really good stuff. There's so much room for growth and opportunity, and mountain bike synchronicities, and biking and life, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, I got to tell you that yesterday's ride just really summed it all up. You know, it just all came together in this like glorious. I don't know what the word is, but it just felt so good. Like everything just came together.
Yeah. It was a good exclamation point.
Yes.
On the end of the trip.
It really was.
So yesterday we rode at a place called the Granite Dells in Prescott. If you're not from Arizona. If you live here, then it's Prescott.
Yeah.
And what a unique, I mean, this place is so crazy looking.
Yeah.
Like Prescott's like pretty wooded and beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the Dells are just this like mounds of granite.
Yeah.
Randomly
like melted rock.
Yes.
Yeah, it was, and it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You like turn the corner and you're like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
And the builders, how they picked which lines, but the builders, just
who's building
amazing job picking lines and really, I don't know, what are the builders just spraying white dots?
That's basically it. You ain't building anything.
It takes an interesting eye to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
And we had read this on Trail Forks. Most rides are 8, 9 miles, maybe 10, and you're done. And we're like, sign us up for 13. Like Ride Laugh guys are pretty fit. And 4 miles in, we're like, we gotta shorten this thing.
I know.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was hard work, but so rewarding. So cool.
I know. It reminded me a lot of like our single speeding days.
Yeah.
It's like big gear pushing and you're just out of the saddle. I think I commented that on the video. I don't know if I'll do a video, but I made that comment. Like, I think we're so exhausted because you don't sit. I mean, you're sitting for 10% of the ride. You're just up and down and moving and, oh boy, it's full body.
Yeah, the saddle was down almost the whole time. Like if you got to put your saddle up at certain sections,
it was like, whew.
You're like, oh my gosh. And then it was right back down to being down. And certainly a very a specific type of riding, a specific type of rider.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how popular it is. RideLaugh1 at Gmail and YouTube comments if you've ridden there or if you like these just like tech-centric places.
Yeah.
Up and down, really challenging. What I found was so cool is we've been talking about this body position and how much that makes a difference and leaning forward and moving forward on the bike. And instead of having, I had this old habit of going back with fear. And bike life synchronicities.
Yeah.
Lean forward, be aggressive, lean into it. And everything felt better.
Yeah.
And, I thought I was like super forward. And then watching the video, I'm really just centered.
Yeah.
But not that we did a lot of really difficult tech. I did things that I thought I was going to walk. I had you and Arturo was on that ride. Arturo, also a mountain bike coach, certified mountain bike coach. You're a certified mountain bike coach. And having you two guys there, I want to back up to my first point of moving forward and being forward and getting that proper body position so that the bike, I never felt like the bike was leading me.
Yeah.
And I was in charge. And there were several really, really high consequence features that you guys were like, no, you have it. Be forward, elbows wide, and work the bike.
Yeah.
And looking at it, it looked really intimidating. And then when I got on the bike and I started rolling, it felt really good.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, with the jumping clicking after the crash, or the crashes on Ride Laugh Across America, but having to rework the jump form, and that's still a work in progress, but also moving forward on the bike, it's just like, it feels like, okay, the jumping kind of got me to the spot, and then we rode really high level tech, and I had a comfort level and a level of fun on that stuff that I just didn't expect to have this soon.
Yeah, just to clarify, when we say the bike is leading me, it's that feeling of you're getting pulled as opposed to working the bike. So if you've ever like been in a situation and the bike kind of like pulls you forward, it's that feeling. And if you are more forward, that less likely that's going to happen because you're able to control the movement. And man, you killed it. I did not see once where you got pulled. And there was some steep stuff there. And it wasn't just steep. There were moves that you had to make. That's what I love about this place. It wasn't just straightforward. There were so many like moves that you had to make and just constantly readjusting and being dynamic on the bike. It was really challenging. You crushed it, man.
It was really cool. It was really fun. And just being able to shift that forward and feel confident. Ride Laugh on a Gmail and YouTube comments. If you've had these experiences, are you working on this at all? Moving forward. And then in life, you know, just being aggressive. Go for it. The other thing was really staying present. Really being aware of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Not staring at a feature for too long, and then not letting my thoughts just go and kind of take me out of it and talk me out of it. Just staying present. And so many times I've noticed these thoughts that I don't want that just take control and plant that doubt.
Yeah.
And so here I am riding the Dells with you and Arturo, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I'm authentic, and I want to share this with you, and I want to share this with our audience. But, and I've been open about this before, I have these kind of thoughts of like being able to be as good as my friends, do as well as my friends.
Yeah.
And I think they come from like just old childhood kind of maybe trauma or just like, you know, patterns of wanting to be able to keep up and be approved. And
yeah.
And yesterday I was noticing those, you know, you and Arturo are such high level riders and you guys are riding at such a high level and you were doing like all this stuff really smoothly and really well. And I noticed those thoughts of, I don't want to be the worst, you know, I don't want to be the guy that doesn't do it. You know what I mean? Like I want us all to do it. And I just saw those thoughts and I was like, no, I'm not that person. And I just came, and then what replaced that was gratitude that I have. I'm riding with two coaches. Yeah. I'm riding with two guys that know these lines and have confidence. You know, Arturo's in one spot, like ready to catch me if something were to go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, I'll stand here. And,
you
know, some of the spots I was like, I feel like I'm going to knock you off the mountain if I fall into you. And he was like, no, you know, but you know, and he's coaching me at the top and you're coaching me at the bottom. And so like, you know, if I had listened to those other thoughts of that I'm not good enough, then I would have missed out on the coaching. And then the success.
And the feature.
And the feature and the success and the fun.
Yeah.
So recognizing that thought isn't serving me, coming back to presence and then being open to receive. And what did I receive? This gratitude for who I'm riding with, that like I'm riding with the right guys to get me through this. Because if I was riding with other people that were like, no, I don't want to do it either, we would have all just walked it.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. It's having like three people, I mean, having another person, but having three people on the ride and everyone's bringing their own flavor really introduced a neat dynamic because not only were Arturo and you picking different lines, that was another thing about the Dells. Like there was no, I mean, there's painted dots, but like there's plenty of leeway to go however you wanted and to watch you two picking different lines. And I guess where I was going to go with this was when we got to the double black tech and you know, I practiced the, you know, wait till I get to it before I make a decision. You know, of course I wanted to ride it, but like, I didn't know if I would. I had no idea. We're watching videos, but the videos don't do justice. So it's like, okay, be present, wait till you get there. And it was like, oh, you look at some of these things, it's like, I don't know. It was nice to be able to look to you and look to Arturo and be like, dude, what do you think? What's the line here?
Yeah.
Is this in my wheelhouse?
Yeah.
Can I do it? You know, and then sometimes I would go first, sometimes you would go first, sometimes Arturo would go first, and like, oh, that didn't work, you know, or, you know, a couple times we had to do things over and over and over just to get the line. But being able to bounce those ideas off of each other, man, I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. And then I noticed with you, like, especially in the beginning, you were maybe a little more tentative.
Yeah.
Like, should we do this line? That line on Blaster, the first really tech trail that we hit, double black tech trail, was really crazy.
Yeah.
And by the end, you had stacked so many wins that you were searching. You went from looking for double black lines, you were looking for triple black.
Well, the triple black,
like, you really were. You know, like the line that you took on Raptor. You know, like you were seeking out things that were even harder because you felt that good.
Yeah.
And that looked like fun to you. That brought excitement to you.
Yeah. Always within my wheelhouse. But
Yeah.
I started. The terrain made me feel comfortable. I mean, the rock was like sandpaper. I mean, you couldn't slip off this if you wanted to. You know. In fact, I almost slipped off the rock, but the tire grabbed me, and I ended up like scraping up my leg because it just like it's like Velcro. I was just like,
right, good and bad, right?
It's
good for tires, bad for skin.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
So, man, I mean, this trip, like there's been such a journey.
Yeah. And
your riding, this is what I want to ask you, is your riding has been, you came out of the winter, you were unsure, you didn't, right? And then you just like hit the road trip and just progressed, and it just continued after you got here. And of course, we've been riding so much, so there's been a lot of investment in working on skills and confidence and stacking wins. Your riding has gotten to such a high level, which is awesome.
Thanks.
Now I take the lessons from life and apply them to riding, right? I'm more aggressive on the bike when aggressive in life, right? When you want something, go for it.
Yeah.
What are you taking from what you've learned on the bike to your life?
Yeah, it's actually, we had this conversation on the ride up, about finances, and how if I could just how I visualize my mountain biking, can I visualize myself being wealthy or having abundance and just not having to worry about, a house or a car or bikes,
Bills.
The
whole thing,
all those things, and I struggle with that. I really do. I have no problem in visualizing myself going over a 40-foot gap, or doing these like crazy tech moves. And that when it comes to my personal life, I struggle because it's not just visualizing, right? Like I can actually see myself holding money. That's not, anyone can do that.
This is the key point that you were telling me.
It's more about a feeling. Like I don't feel like I can do it, or I don't feel like I'm there. And that's really, really difficult. When I visualize mountain biking, I am, not only do I visualize that gap, but I'm visualizing for every single angle, and I can actually feel myself doing the jump, and that's the difference.
Yes. Mountain biking is here for us.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast, there's a really good chance you love mountain biking.
Yo.
And you're awesome, and we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Rate and subscribe. So all the downloads.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Hey.
Comments. Tell your friends.
All of it.
And the mountain biking gives us so much room for improvement. There's so much the fear to overcome, skills to learn, people that you're riding with and managing your Stoke, and also the balance of work life and bike life, because we just, when we have free time, we want to be on our bikes. And then that goes the other way also. So in this case, you're talking about being able to manifest your mountain bike life because you can see yourself doing a feature or doing just something. I'm good at jumping. And then that feeling of being in the air and being confident and landing it and fist bumping your buddies afterwards.
Yeah.
That feeling is where now you're going to be drawn to that and you're going to be open to that.
Yeah.
And so in our personal lives, same thing. Can we generate that feeling of how do I feel when I look at my bank account? And there's big numbers in there, right? Unlimited, right? This is the Unlimited podcast.
Yeah.
Big numbers. We're not putting a limit on it. Anything is possible. So why not big numbers? Why not have all the bikes? Why not have all the bike trips?
Yeah.
Right? Why not be able to have all the time that we want to ride? Like if we're going to dream, let's dream big and then feel that. And then once we have that feeling, see what's coming to us that now we're open to.
Yeah.
Because I think if we're not feeling it, then in a lot of ways, we're just not quite open to it and we'll miss opportunities.
Yeah. Hey, listen, there's nothing to lose here. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to give this a shot because I've witnessed this work. I couldn't jump.
Yeah.
And it started, it was as simple as just saying,
yes,
I can't jump yet. That's
right.
how it started.
Right.
And then I am a good mountain biker. I am a good jumper. It was just changing the semantics. And then once you start, like, at first you're just saying it, right? Fake it till you make it type of deal.
That's where it starts.
It's where it starts.
Just start saying it.
Just start saying it. That's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
I'll give that a shot. And lo and behold, here I am. I'm jumping now. And I've become a much better mountain biker. I'm going to give this a shot. I really, really want to give this a shot. I think it's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to also. And I look at myself in the mirror sometimes and I say, damn, you handsome. That's a good looking dude. Yes. So highly encouraged, by the way. Compliment yourself in the mirror.
Yo.
You know?
Yes.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, it feels good. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I do say, hey, you ride perfectly centered.
Yeah.
You're good at jumps. And that language, we talked about this on this trip from switching from I'm not the kind of rider that crashes to I'm the kind of rider that's good at riding. Or slabs, tech, jumps, you know, climbs, whatever it is that you want to get better at.
Yeah.
You know, watch that happen. And then when that happens, we can all look at our lives and see how things have worked out for us.
Yeah.
Apply that to mountain biking, apply that to your life. Let's see how good it can get.
Yeah.
Things are and if you have something that's like kind of like hanging you up, right? Ryan Butler got attacked by the javelina at night at South Mountain. And I saw on Strava he's going back to trying to ride at night. It's getting pretty hot here in the desert.
Yes,
he's trying to go back and ride at night.
Yeah.
He's got PTSD from getting attacked by that beast.
Yeah.
You know, understandably.
Yeah.
And instead of being upset that you have that, it's just like, oh, that was given to me so that I can overcome that. And saying, I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. That's where it starts. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm safe. Animals like me. The desert is my friend.
Yeah.
Right? And you start that momentum. Everything that happens to us, we're not victims. It's happening for us. So how do we flip that to, okay, this happened for me, and now it's grist for the mill. Now I got something to overcome.
Right.
You know?
This works. I mean, this can work in everything. We just talked about mountain bike. We just talked about me for wealth abundance and stuff like that. But, you know, hey, what if you have trouble public speaking? Or what if you are socially, you know, I don't know, you can't make friends or whatever, or whatever.
Looking to get into a relationship.
Yeah, eating, like something, maybe you have an eating disorder of some sort. You know, like this works for all of it. How you talk to yourself, how you visualize yourself. Let's start doing it. Mm-hmm. We can change.
Yeah.
You don't have to be whatever it is that you think you are.
RideLaugh1@gmail.com, YouTube comments. Let us know if you have a hang up, if you have something that's on your mind. Hey, Dan Sage, you know, what do you think the language should be? Where do I start here?
Yeah.
You know, and other people can get in the comments also and help out because we have some really, really brilliant and insightful listeners.
Yeah.
And I've seen our listeners comment, especially on the YouTube, because you can go back and forth and comment on with each other. Some really, really cool things. So, you know, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we want to have fun on bikes. We want to have fun in life, right? Flow on the bike, flow in life.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. Also from that car ride, you know, what is the big takeaway that you took away from this road trip of us hanging out together? What were some of the big takeaways that you came away from with?
Yeah, wow, that's I mean, I've really talked about it. I feel like I've really noticed my thoughts more and more. Just been more aware of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like so, and then we'll have like a day where I unlocked jumps at Estrella.
Yeah.
Right? And what do I say? I'm not who I thought I was. We are not who we thought we were.
Yeah.
We are not our collection of thoughts about us. We are so much more. So when we can let go of those thoughts, then we open up to a whole universe of possibilities.
Yeah.
That we can be and do anything because we're not limited to those thoughts. And so on this trip, my gosh, did I have opportunity to recognize thoughts as, you know, we're having fun and then I'm crashing and I'm not jumping right and I'm forcing it and then I crash and it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
And then I'm recovering and you're here and I want you to have a good experience. And I mean, there was just so much and it all happened for me.
Yeah.
You're leaving here and we're going to, and this is something I always manifest, Sage and Dan riding together more than ever. Ever since I left Pennsylvania, I've always said Sage and Dan riding together more than ever.
Yeah.
Ride and laugh success.
Yeah.
Right? This is something that's going to happen. It's happening. It's already done.
Yeah.
Right? Believing it, trusting it, confidence, and then waiting for that. Not even waiting, going out and getting that experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, really just being able to work on that presence moment and then and being able to talk with you. You know, I mean, you and my wife are really the people that I talk to the most about this, and the listeners, and anyone, Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail and YouTube comments. I mean, I love getting into this stuff because I just think that We are all much better riders than we realize. We're just kind of in our way. I think one of the things that we say on this podcast a lot is the skills are in there.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like a minor shift forward, and all of a sudden I'm riding double black tech again with much more confidence.
Yo.
You know, no endos, not even close to an endo.
No, none.
You know, and if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, I know how to endo. I can dead sailor and I can endo like nobody's business.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I'm a level 5 dead sailor and a level 7 endo. Okay?
Yes.
See if you can top that. Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail YouTube comments.
Yeah.
But anything's possible. We're not who we thought we were. Yeah. We're better. And the skills are in there. We kind of just need to get out of our own way and be who we actually are.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that, man. I love that.
What about you?
The thing that I took away from the most was I let go of trying to follow or, you know, like if I was riding with Chris or Jeff or Joe or yourself or something like that, and like, I have to keep up, you know, or I have to, they did this, so I have to do this. I gave myself so much grace. You know, first of all, I didn't have the fitness at the start, but even when I got the fitness,
he does now.
Well, but even now with the fitness, that doesn't account for downhill speed, you know, and it's like I took myself out of those situations where I could have got hurt, and I was like, you know what, let him go. Ride your ride, I think became a very big theme of mine, you know, of just like, okay, know yourself, you know, push limits where you want.
You're worthy already. You don't need to prove your worthiness by keeping up with someone on a bicycle.
Exactly.
And we fall into those traps all the time. I'm not as good as blank because they're faster, which makes me somehow less worthy. And we get into these weird spots, and then we end up getting hurt or not having fun.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So ride your ride was a really big theme for me. And that did not mean that I didn't push my limits. I did things that I never would have thought that I would have done all throughout this road trip. Yeah. But I always stayed within that motto, and it never went outside of myself. So I was pretty happy with that. And it was a little bit of a struggle here and there. I found myself going there
for sure
a few times. I was like, whoa.
Yes.
So,
well, we talked about that a lot. And I certainly feel that comparison is the thief of joy.
The thief of joy, yeah.
You know, and nobody really cares how fast we are. You know, at the end of the day, everyone's thinking about themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody really cares how fast you were. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, is it nice if someone like says, oh, you know, Sage is really fast or Sage is a good rider?
Yeah.
Like, that's nice. That feels good.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not really what we're doing this for.
Right.
You know, like it's just, this is for fun.
Yeah.
But there's growth in mountain biking also. And I think it's a really special sport in that sense. Partly because we can get hurt. Partly because there's really high consequence features and jumps, and you know, like there's a fear element to overcome physically.
Yeah.
And it's special.
Yeah. If you are hanging out with people that do judge you, then maybe you shouldn't be hanging out with those people. If you are finishing a ride and like, dude, you should have done that, or man, that guy's a terrible rider or something. Do you want to be riding with those kind of people? No.
If you're back at the parking lot and the smoke is high and everyone's talking about the trails, bike tech, nutrition, and you're not enjoying that conversation, those are not your people.
They're not your people.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Go solo until you find your people. And if you are a ride and laugh type of rider who's looking for the best and the most fun and looking to stay present and have a good time no matter what, you will attract those people to you.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have conversations and they're gonna be like, oh, I like that rider. I like that girl. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Let's ride together.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
All right. Anything else to finish our wrap-up episode here?
Man, I just want to say thank you. I just want to thank this trip doesn't happen without you, and it doesn't happen without me allowing that gift to happen. You know, I've been staying with Danny, and he's loaned me his car, like all these things. And I don't think the old me would have been okay with that. The old me would have been like, no, you have to pay it. And if that was the case, I wouldn't have made it here. Because I don't have abundance yet.
Right.
You know, but I said, let that go. And what happened? We both had a great time. I came out here and we both had an awesome time.
Right.
So, but at the same time, I do want to say thank you, man.
Yes.
It's been an awesome, awesome trip.
Well, you're welcome. And, gratitude and grace. I feel like my abundance is your abundance. And in the sense that my abundance is the abundance of everyone that I know and love.
Yeah.
You know, and whether that's financial or just love and advice and friendship, then we're here to share that. You know, we're not here to hold on to stuff so tightly.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to have an awesome experience, and because I got a couple more bucks in the bank account, you know, like, yeah, let's go on this road trip. Let's have fun together.
Yeah.
And we're also manifesting that abundance together through Ride and Laugh or whatever other vehicle. Like we're not closed off. Whatever else happens.
Absolutely.
Anything is possible. We just know it's going to be fun. It's going to be riding. It's going to be together. It's going to be laugh, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And the people that we've gotten to ride with and the places that we've gotten to ride and just the whole experience and going on these journeys together, doing the podcast. It's just been awesome. It's been awesome having you here. I hope that, you know, maybe I'm in Pennsylvania again soon. Maybe we meet somewhere else soon. Maybe you come back to Arizona soon after the summer.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some other plans. We got some things in the works.
Yes.
Some exciting stuff.
Yes.
And again, we're interested. We are looking to monetize. We are looking to take on sponsors. So anyone that's interested, reach out, rideandlaugh1@gmail.com. We already have a couple logs in the fire, but let's see where it goes. Anything's possible. T-shirts, all this stuff. Right? That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yep.
Everybody, if you love mountain biking, that's the intro.
Oh.
Let's do it again. Let's run it back.
Run it back.
If you're still listening, you are
go.
definitely one of us. You love mountain biking.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Please rate and subscribe. Please auto download on your podcast players. Tell your friends. Give us a thumbs up if you're listening on YouTube. Leave a comment. And rideandlaugh1@gmail.com. Anything about today's conversation resonates and you want to get a longer form in, let us know. We love hearing from everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We might have a couple quick reps while we're traveling or while Sage is traveling.
Yep.
But we'll be back with our full episodes very, very soon. We've gotten a ton of awesome comments on these shorter episodes.
Yes.
So we'll try to dig into some of those as well.
Yeah.
So just gratitude and appreciation to everyone. Everyone have a great week and a great week of riding. Ride and laugh.
I'll see you, everyone.